Now, until I read the Gnostic Gospels, right, I didn't know that Jesus was considered a hermaphrodite either. By then. Okay, yeah. And it took Revelations 1:13 to convince me that people were lying about it anyway. Now, the truth, okay, is less said than the lie as well. Yet, when Jesus explained the parable of the seeds of the sower and all that, right, he went into more detail about what it really represented, right? Just like you can with what happened in Eden, right? But again, this serpent is speaking to her. So it's not a man, but it's a real serpent. Someone's being crazier than me. Now, yes, I heard voices when I was 23 because of the situation with Sheena Johnson, right? That's all I can tell you. And it kind of built up with me fasting, having sleep deprivation and stuff like that, right? To that. A month later, when we went to Sicily, is when I finally heard it, too. Right? And it just said Jerusalem, Jerusalem, Jerusalem 3 times, right? Now, this is all I would tell Mary Bell to write to her about, too, right? It's not a reason to break up with someone because they figured out something no one else had figured out either. And like I said, right, all I was trying to do was find a girlfriend after my ex-wife left me stranded in Tennessee and started a fight with me before that, right? Or I had to pick her up and put her in the bed. And I don't remember if the child came in there to me or not before I went back to base, right? That's the only way it can happen, too, if I'm on the couch. You understand the point there, right? And that's arbitrary, right? She can't prove without being a witness or using the mirror from her bedroom that something happened, right? And again, I don't really remember because of the fall 20 days later what happened, right? So that's the point, right? And see, she would really be telling on herself more than me if it's her, if it's Daphne, right? Now, the reason it said Walker, is that was the last thing I responded to T, right? For some reason, right? Instead of I cheated on Mary Bell the same way I cheated on me with Steven, right? Finally. But I do know she's pushing me away. She keeps breaking her promises. She keeps, you know, acting like she don't really want to be with me. And finally, I get the message, I guess, right? At least that's how she's making me feel. Whether she means it or not, I don't know. I can't read her mind, and she's acting like she don't want to be with me, so I gave up. That too. See, fidelity, if you're making someone feel like you want to be with someone else, ain't true fidelity. That's lukewarmness as well in a relationship. And what that means is when you're with someone else, right, and you're having sex with someone too on the side, kind of, right, whenever it's convenient for you to get away from him, you either make him think you are either married to him or something, or, right, just being a bitch or just being mean. About it all, too. That's all you know. And I'm not saying this sarcastically or to get her back or anything. I'm just telling the truth, all right? For me, it ain't going to be the same for her. I don't know what was going on with her or why she felt she had to do all that. But I'm not making her do anything the Satan in her is. And trust me, it's the Satan assault. I'm not perfect myself. That's why I don't judge anyone under condemnation. But like I told you, what's she gonna do? Come back when I find a female who's willing to stay with me finally? You know what I mean when I say a virgin who ain't pregnant yet or something? Ain't had a baby yet? I don't know. See, today the word virgin has gone out the window. No woman is really waiting for marriage anymore before they had sex. And the reason for that is in the Old Testament, it does say you could have premarital sex. You're just to go to her father if you do, right? That's the point. That's the point. Now, in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses shall every word be established. Now, if I didn't have Isaiah talking about Israel sucking king's breast, using the word shad there, even if you want to masculinize it with an O, it's still referring to what? A male with female breast, a male with female breast. And what's the difference? Malakoth is queens. And Malakoth is used in kings and prophets, right? Where they mention kings and queens, right? See, that's a real word, right? Now, that's your problem there, though. Is in the Bible, it refers to both kings and queens, right? In the Hebrew. Now, it don't always do that, though, right? Like with Elohim, right? It don't go El Oath, which is how it would be, right? That's goddesses, right? By the way. Or El Hios, right? Either here. Now, I'm not saying you can't either, I know. Why? Because of El Ua, I know. And El Aa. And La Aa. Or La Ah, right? There's 2 H's there. And Ya'a. Probably 2. Now there's 2 H's with Ya. Sometimes 2. Which is Ya'a. Ya'a. And that's again because of Yahuwah. You're dropping the who. The who. But it's then eternal her, right? No he. Meaning he is in the English male word, right? Not he is in the feminine Hebrew word, right? Gotta explain all that to you, too. In the Hebrew, he is she and she is he. Who? He is who, he is who. So who's on first? He's on first. No, she's on first, right? If it's a he in the Hebrew. That's what I mean, too. We're all topsy-turvy. We're all turned around. Oh, no. Right. We are, not the Word of God. Men are privately interpreting. They're not showing you everything in it. No. And that's what I mean about the human shit. It's not cow shit. That's the problem, fool. I know. And see? No one knows, alright, that really happened, the stories I'm making up for you. That are supposed to be made up, right? If they're not made up, there's a witness, but the witness ain't seeing everything clearly either. Sometimes. Right. So, part of the point, though, is, right, okay, you're not there to see any of this. Just like I don't know if Mary Bell is faithful to me or not. I don't know why she's acting like she wants Patrick to be Scott's or Stephen's, right? Or what she was doing with them, or why she was messing with me about living with Stephen and not living with me, when she was old enough to live with me. So she also blamed Bart, her ex-boyfriend, right? But you're not a witness to any of that. Only me, Mary Bell, and whenever we were together, we were together. Whenever we weren't, too. But you're not a witness, and only me and her are witnesses to each other when we were together, and now we're not anymore. And I don't know what to say to her. I don't know how to treat her. I don't know what she wanted. And it's not me not committed to her. It was her running from me. Right? I'm at home most of the time, like I said, by myself. Not waiting on her, but the right woman, right? You know, it's not just about waiting on the wrong woman. If the wrong woman comes along, it's also about waiting on the right woman to come along, too. And guess what? You don't really know 100% who that is. And men will marry and be given in marriage. Jesus said that, too. But the point is, they're doing it without confessing and trying to find the true wife. See? Like you can't ever find the true wife. Like you know who it is in the first place. Like you're not a human being and can't make mistakes and be forgiven of those mistakes as well. That's your problem. And you want to blame everybody but yourself for what you won't see of God. What you don't want to know about God, which is Satan blocking you from knowing it. The whole truth. And he that is faithful in little, not the much, asshole, you got it backwards. The two scriptures in Isaiah and Revelations are two little scriptures you overlook. Especially with the use of the word shad. And again, you can only suck one breast. That's why it's shad, not shadeen. When you're suckling a child, you use one breast of a king. Same with a queen, but that's Melachah. Not Melachim. Also, Jesus is the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, the Queen of Queens. And Lady of Ladies, right? So that's what in the Hebrew, Adonai. Just not Adonai, which is used with the Lord, or the Lord. I don't know, it's not Adonai either, right? But again, that wouldn't be feminine, now would it? Now, Adon is simply Lord, right? It is. Why do you need a Y after the Lord? Answered the Lord. Ain't that easily used with the feminine anyway. He is H-Y Aleph. Who is H Vav or W Aleph, right? And in names you drop the Aleph, right? Eliyahu, right, doesn't have the Aleph, dumbass. But okay. Don't speak the divine name and don't save yourself from this untoward generation and don't call upon the name of the Lord to be saved. You won't be. I guess. I don't know. I'm not judging you. I'm warning you as a true seer of the Word of God. Someone who's not arguing with God, but accepting what you said about other names to discover the divine name. Right? That's all I did. That's all you do. Even Yahvah, Chavah, E's name means mother of all living. Now, you don't think the Spirit is Father, Mother, Son, and Daughter, and everything in between, including the hermaphrodite first. Yes, that's why Jesus metamorphed into three people. Two coming out of him and talking to him in front of Peter, James, and John. Now, yes, right. Three men stand between you and the true Trinity. what they call the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. But they're not three men without a woman. And even the male has the female within him. So the male and female are still one in Christ Jesus. And you're not getting it, are you? And, you don't want to. Mm-hmm. And like I told you, this is all I would tell Mary Bella and talk to her about and write her about what I was going through, things like that. But I would not and warn her about making me cheat on her if she didn't straighten up. Things like that. That's all I can say to her. And give her the choice to come back or not until I got fed up with it 17 months later. Right? And then met Michelle in the middle of that. Mm-hmm. After we got caught in the motel room, and I knew she would either have to do something with Steve, or Steve knew we were finally together, right? One way or the other, it's either going to finally work out or we're going to finally break up, right? The last time we were together, right? And that's when I finally broke up with her myself, right? Now maybe she's mad because I beat her to the punch, but I beat her to the punch. I knew she didn't want me the whole time. And it would be weird, Mary Bella, if Stephen just broke up with you after that. Mm-hmm. Or you broke up with him too. I don't know. After that, someone broke up with someone for you to be with Scott, though. I know that much. Mary Scott. And that's, again, you're not wanting to deal with all that happened. That's true. And see, men focus on manly things. Spiritual men focus on spiritual things, but some men do not understand the ways of the spirit versus the ways of the flesh. Oh, no. Now, you are bound, though. You're not unconditional love. You're neither bond nor free because of Satan. Satan does teach you the opposite of good, which is evil. And you can't call good evil or evil good. That's your problem, too. No matter what you're doing, there's only one correct way to really do something as well. Or you're not doing it fully the correct way. Mm-hmm. Whatever it is. Sex, drugs, rock and roll. In other words, there are certain medications that are designed to help you out. Certain medications, they don't want you to take at all because it's addictive and habit forming. And some medications fall within the middle ground, like, say, marijuana, right? Or alcohol, or tobacco. These are things people want to legalize, right? But it ain't any different, okay? And the difference is you can grow the pot in America and no longer have to go to the south of the border, right? To get it. See, pot is, again, easily grown. You can even grow weed in the pot plant. I don't mean pot, a potted plant, right? That holds dirt and soil. Right? It's also called a pot for a plant. But again, I don't tell you what to do. That's not my job. I don't condemn you even while you're sinning. And I don't say, okay, God doesn't forgive certain sins differently if you do it in a certain way. Now, consent, though, is what I'm talking about homosexuality. If you're in a consensual, you say, I'm gay, and the other person says they're gay too, and you get together, I don't have a problem with that. Mm-hmm. But I do think it would be a problem if you try to rape someone into it. Yes, anyone. Or you use sex as an excuse to do it. Yeah. A little bit. We're all sexual, or you wouldn't have sex with your female or male partner either. We're all sexual. I mean, that too. Everybody's doing it, gay or straight. And even the celibate might have a wet dream once in a while, so they can't control it. So don't tell me we're not sexual creatures. You're denying the design of the designer. Mm-hmm. The maker, the creator. Mm-hmm. That's all I can tell you. Mm-hmm. And not condemn you. I'm not condemn you. Now, that's why I say dating works, okay, differently than raping someone. Like I said, consensual sex is the person has to say no before you stick it in, or while you're going at it. If she says no, you're to stop. Or if you're a guy with a guy, of course, he can say no too while you're doing it too. But that's the point too. It can become a rape if the person says no until you finish, right? Now, if you finish and the person says no, that's rape too. That's rape too. And you cannot use sex as a bargaining chip in a relationship. No. Business or otherwise, especially in a business setting like Harvey Weinstein has done. Now, why would you keep having to work with Harvey Weinstein, though, Jerry? That they shouldn't hear this, right? If the man is in your life and you're trying to work with his company, why would you still have to communicate to him, right? You don't have a choice. No. And you're hoping to trying to overlook all that shit because you can't do nothing else like with me and my shipmates. I know. Them not training me, though, is quid pro quo. Mm-hmm. They won't train me unless I admit I'm gay and have sex with him, right? And that's what they're trying to do. But it ain't my job to convince you of this, Sheena Johnson. I can't. I don't even know what they wrote to you or what they said. I do know they would have to use a typewriter because I don't write normally. Neat. Reason for that is it's harder to copy, see. But there again, I only wrote you handwritten letters. Even the Bible studies were on sheeted line paper. Mm-hmm. What they were in there. That I sent to her. Mm-hmm. And again, right, I'm over you all. Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to move on. And of course, we got a past. Now, I don't want my new girlfriend to lie to me about her past, just as I don't lie to her about my past. Mm-hmm. But I also don't worry about it if something happened with me and the girl at the salon, the nail salon, right? It's because, again, I asked her something about is her God's name Tien. Whatever happened during that time, after that time, right? And I lost over an hour, including the normal nail manicure and pedicure time, right? And didn't get to see the movie I was trying to see, but maybe I chose her over the movie, right, too, when we were in the bathroom or something, which is the only other place you can do something in, right? In a small little store like that. And see, the thing about the bathroom is it has a sign for a male or a female, or a male and a female. See? Who says we can't go into the bathroom at the same time? Mm-hmm. Now, I really losing a lot of time, but that's why I look at my watch a lot and try to make sure where I'm at, try to pay attention when I'm eating. That's another way to avoid schizophrenia. Mm-hmm. And to be aware of the mental illness itself is to know what the symptoms are, right? If you start blacking out or losing time or this, that, and the other, right? But there could also be someone knocking you out. Especially if you survived a car wreck and a fall, fool. I know that too. Both would either knock you out or kill you. Both. Sometimes too. Most people in a car wreck don't like that either. Even if it was with a brick on the accelerator. It could only go so fast. Which could explain why it wasn't that bad as well. Which David Pelham confirmed that he was even there, right? Which opens up another bag of worms, but I'm not sure, right? With amnesia anyway, I know. Well, Deputy Sheriff Norris and Sherman could have been there. I don't know if Sherman was still with the department by then, right? Now, the only reason we didn't see Sherman as much is we went out to Rinkin for a while, and he was still going out to Guyton, right? I don't know if he stopped going out there, but I had less contact with Sherman after that too, right? And he was trying to prove to me about the sugar making you weaker, but part of the test is you strain a lot, and then they give you the sugar, and then they try to make you strain again, and you get weaker. And that might be true if you're straining for a while. I don't know. I don't know. But again, who knows? Who knows? But that's something Sherman did with me that my mom was a witness to, and we all three would know, right? She might not remember. I don't know. But it has to do with the sugar test. So, right. Take it easy.